Now that you've done the mind mapping, the next step in the creative process is brainstorming. We as graphic designers do brainstorming really one of two ways. Either we do it by ourselves or we have a team that we work with. Now personally, I find it much more successful, much more fun, much more interesting to brainstorm with other graphic designers. There's just this dynamic energy that happens when you get people brainstorming together. It's important when you do that all members of the team have done their research and done their mind mapping before they come together and do brainstorming. Now, if you have to do brainstorming by yourself, then really it's brainstorming between you and your sketchbook. What you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your mind mapping words and phrases, and you're going to start thinking about them and connecting them and putting them together into maybe sentences or phrases, combining them in such a way that makes maybe an interesting message, an interesting idea. Now the way to do that is when you're looking over your mind mapping words and phrases, think about connecting different words and different phrases, maybe that initially don't even make sense, but think about how they might work together. Or think about opposites. Or think about looking at these words and phrases from different points of view, maybe from a mountaintop or from a spaceship, or down as if you're an ant looking up. These things, these morphing or changing or looking at your words and phrases in a different way or combining them in a different way is how we brainstorm by ourselves. We do that by writing down in our sketchbook the results of those changes of viewpoints and morphing the information from our mind mapping. Now in your next assignment, you are going to be doing some brainstorming. You're going to have a challenge though, because the brainstorming you're going to be doing is kind of both. It's kind of by yourself and kind of with another person, because you're going to be put into groups, but you're going to have to do your brainstorming on Canvas. Now that doesn't mean you guys set up a time where you all get together and you video each other and you have a face-to-face conversation. That's probably not going to be the way that you're going to want to do that. But if you do want to do that, then let me know, because we can figure that out. We can make that happen. But rather, what you're likely going to do is you're going to engage in some sort of chat session with your partner or some sort of discussion session with your partner and start sharing ideas. Now, the key in brainstorming is that you don't filter information, just like when you did the mind mapping. You're not yet ready to decide on what is a good idea or what isn't a good idea. However, what you do want to accomplish is the result of your brainstorming should be a sentence about the message that you want to communicate. It doesn't have to be really creative yet, but if it is creative, great. But you want to come away with a message that is fleshed out in a sentence, something that you can read. Now in brainstorming, usually we don't just come down to one idea, we come down to several. When I'm doing a project like this, I will have 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, sometimes even 6 sentences as a result of my brainstorming that help me decide what the creative message is going to be. All right, so that's going to be your assignment. And then after you do that, I just want to let you know what's coming. You're going to take this message and you're going to try to turn it into a visual message. And that's where it can get really challenging. But work hard on this brainstorming part and work with your partner. That's really important. You have to work with a partner. Okay? So have fun.